as an educator, I see David Buckingham as someone who's trying to catch up and try to develop a way in which we can work better with the youth, with the younger generation, because of the digital media or digital world. And he went as far as explaining the visual world, the visual community that the youth have tried to design to suit themselves in a way through the technology. And this is where I can marry the piece from David Buckingham to what Colin and Michelle have written in the digital literacy concept, policies and practices, because in that piece they actually look at the way in which we use this digital media or digital technology or the digital literacy entirely. So I come back with this and look at it and say the identity as David Buckingham has looked at it for the youth, and how the identity defined through technological use by the youth affect the youth, affect families, affect the school. It's important because that is the main issue here. It does not just influence them as individuals, but it influences them even at home. We look at the games, both educational games and non-educational games. But the good thing is that the technology, the digital media is being used in a better way when they use it for maybe homework, or maybe they use it to research certain topic, and it's been a good thing. I have this little piece here, page 15. The quote that I have here is on page 15 for David Buckingham, and it's this: in the political economy of youth culture, the social and cultural policies and practices that regulate and define young people's life and the realities of their everyday social environment. That's huge in a way, because without this, it's going to be tough to define the young people, and they have made that decision. They have their own culture, and that leads me to people like Solomon, a professor of York University who passed away last year, who actually have a book about the black resistance and looking at the culture of the young people. But bringing that back into digital media, it will really help a great deal. Now, on page 16 of David Buckingham reading of the week, I have this also, which is my second quote, talking about similar arguments as I've done before, and it said that similar arguments have increasingly been made by academic researchers who have looked to the young people's leisure uses of digital technology. For example, in the form of computer games as a means of challenging the narrow and inflexible uses of information and communication technology in schools. I even allow my students to bring some games to school sometimes. The Nintendo Wii, that I got tempted to even go ahead and buy one today. Now, it's in a way another educational forum, but it's another media, digital media here that we use again. So I quite agree with a couple of things that I see here. Even the last paragraph of page 16, David Buckingham went further to say that young people learn to use this media largely through trial and error. Coming back to that and thinking about the critical thinking. If you cannot critically look at something, you can't use trial and error to find out how you can deal with situation, how you can make use of the game. So I look at the Ministry of Education, Ontario Ministry of Education, in the late 90s, introducing the ICT into every curriculum, that every curriculum must even involve the use of media technology, and that is what has been happening, and it's been going on pretty good. Now, my first question before I get deeper in the other article is this: how will an educator support students in this fast-moving, high-tech or media literacy world? Or, well, let me say media, digital media world. How will that happen? The second question to you guys is this: how could educational institute or government bodies help to bridge the inequity, inequality, the digital literacy or digital divide, and the gap be bridged also of this digital literacy in Canada, especially GTA? I will say this again: how can educational institutes and government body help to bridge the inequity and the gaps of the digital literacy in Canada, especially in GTA, in a marginalized community that is so close to York University, but still have that gap in it? And before I end, I'm going to read this out here, because I know that Michelle, Nobel, and Colin actually try very hard to explore the digital literacy and the participation in online social network spaces, and I know that in their writing they stress the point that the cultural creativity through the capacity to mix and manipulate cultural materials from everyday life. And this also, we can look at it and see that the youth also are involved in this, because the use of the digital media, and for them to actually be literate properly in it, very important. But I will leave it at that, and more information that I could that I may have, I will put it up also online, that you can see more on the website that I'll be putting on very soon, uploading in the next few hours. And thank you guys.